and Breakdowns.
Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are on episode 95, inching away towards that 100 mark. And I'm excited today. We have a band that I actually just recently became aware of and ran into. And I'm just excited that these guys actually were excited to come on here too and talk. But today I have the guys in Pulse. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, we have everybody everywhere. We have some people on the couch. We're trying to work out a third camera today. Inaugural, first time using that third camera. And then first time using that mic, which so you brought up that...
the urn, like I said, what he's saying. The vocalist uses this.
That the vocalists were earned. Yeah, they're the first ones to use it. But I am, like I said, I'm fairly new to this band, and also I'm really wanting to learn a lot
everyone
more about
is.
it. Huh? Yeah,
I said everyone is.
But from what I heard, you guys are coming up on a year of being a band. But how did this all get started? Where do you guys know each other from?
I guess it goes back we've been a band for a year, but Chance and I have known each other for 4 years now at this point.
Yeah,
and,
4 or 5 years. Papa Murphy's Pizza Place.
Papa Murphy's
yeah,
Pizza
the
Place?
take-home pizza.
Where's that?
It's just this goofy pizza chain where you cook the pizza yourself. You prepare it, cold pizza, and you take it home. But that's where we met, doing a goofy pizza job.
Okay.
And we had another buddy at the time, and we got super into music, all three of us. Specifically, stoner sludge, doom metal. I Hate God, Weed Eater, Acid Bath Sleep, Electric Wizard.
Yeah.
Dude, we liked a lot of the lower doomy stuff, weed smoking music,
Okay.
And that's what we wanted to make for the longest. That's what it was until the year, Pulse has been a thing for a year. For those 4 years before, it was stoner sludge. Let's make a doom band.
Yeah.
Death came out of nowhere, the fact that we wanted to make a death thing. I think we both got into death metal really heavy around the same time. 2020, quarantine, you just had to sit around and take in media,
find all kinds of new bands and new interests and
movies and all kinds of shit
that inspired.
Yeah.
What else am I supposed to do during this time?
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
So that's when I found death metal and the band Death started at Pestilence, all that thrash, old school 90s stuff. And then and then we found Mortician and stuff. And I'm a huge horror movie nerd, man.
Okay.
I love horror movies.
Yeah.
And I've had a huge collection going since the band thing started and the idea of music started, making music. And so to tie horror movies into the music was always a goal.
Okay.
I was even going to try with the Doom stoner thing, but it just worked more with Death. I heard Death and Mortician, all these samples of movies I already knew. And I was like, oh, this is the shit. This is that we need to make,
So that's how you tie movies into your work. It's just with samples and stuff, or how much more do you add to that?
The way the songs are structured, the lyrics, everything. In terms how they're structured. We try to make suspenseful parts. We try to make where we bring the mood down and then hit again. Breakdowns that sound creepy or something. It's note choices and specific things we do to tie it all back to a movie. Each song's about a movie almost.
Okay.
Most of them are, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How many, what are some of, the examples of the movies that you guys have?
High Tension, Martyrs, the early 2000s. Yes. Early 2000s, France had this crazy, French extremity horror movie movement thing that some of the most brutal movies of all time came out of that era in that country. It's Martyrs, High Tension, Irreversible. Some of these are just unwatchable, but
unwatchable.
Yeah, it's just a lot of
unwatchable. Some of the movies he named are hard, like Martyrs. Martyrs is kind of hard to sit through because
why?
It's 40% home invasion, murder, and schizophrenia, and then the 60% after that is just watching a woman get beat.
What the, holy shit!
It's a lot of torture.
60% of a movie.
Yeah,
It's oh my god,
a lot of torture.
Tough, dude.
But there's good messages in a lot of those, man. They might. I swear, it's fucked. It's fucked. And I'm not wrong.
The movie about beating the woman, that
Dude.
one has underlying tones that they're good.
It is. It's, a lot of shocking art, field dress, like shout out to field dress bands like this, it's all ridiculous. It's supposed to be shocking at first, but it has cool.
I love you, John.
Cool meanings, especially what I'm talking about, like the kind of music we make.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference in what Pulse is trying to do right now. It's like we're trying to put a tad bit of meaning into some like caveman riffs. As goofy as that might sound,
Totally.
Like,
hold on, a tad bit of what?
Like emotion.
Oh, gotcha,
and meaning,
gotcha. Meaning,
and like
okay.
for it to mean something, because a lot of it is just goofy, like gore, and I don't know. I'm just trying to
make the breakdowns more moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's rises and falls, and the lyrics especially just they paint a story.
So basically there's purpose to like everything that's being put into place, not just
Yes.
kind of random riffs next to each other.
Yeah,
random,
riff
like,
after
breakdowns.
riff after riff.
Yeah, let's figuring out like writing music. You can write very like simple songs or stuff that's straightforward and things like that. But once you are trying to figure out like, okay, but how do we actually build something that's more than just like a song? So if I explain it, I'm like, oh, this is why this part is in here. This is why this breakdown guy. Look, the thing I found cool is what you were saying, where like some like adding suspenseful stuff that relates to movies, because I always love when you take stuff out of the, I guess, music medium and then tie it into like that. So like movies is one especially. I've had other with just like events or stuff like they've gone through in life. Influence like the music part of it is always where I find interesting. Like the lyrics is one that I can see tie in a little easier, but once you tie it into the actual like music, it almost feels more like composing, like something like especially like with the score and like movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's really cool. Okay, so you guys have been the members the longest,
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, we started the idea of it.
which I totally forgot to like introduce you guys. So if you want to introduce yourself and I guess what you guys do in the band.
I'm Chance Walsh, the singer.
Noah, I play guitar.
I'm Nate. I play the drums. I'm Tyler. I play the bass guitar. We're setting this up, man. I don't know if you're guys.
No, it's good. Yeah, just as long as
Jerry
that's
rigging
facing
it
that
over
way,
there.
because that's the mic side. Yeah,
Okay. Like that.
Boom.
yeah, that'll work.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the first time we're doing this, so we trial and error today.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay. So that's sick. So you guys started it, and like the idea of doing death, like you guys got into like death.
Yeah. What was
pretty-
fun, I got to mention too,
Sure.
real quick, was when we were, we talked about emotional stuff or like abstract, like music. At least I don't think I brought that up yet, but we really like abstract, weird shit, like Melvin's off the wall, like industrial shit. Yeah.
I was gonna wear a lot of t-shirts. Okay? I was gonna wear a lot of band tees.
Literally where our influences.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
We literally wear our influences on our sleeves.
Yes.
Everybody, that's got a bit.
But I guess it was nice though when one time we sat down and just got like a little drunk and like we're like, let's make a death metal song, a goofy death metal song, and just like try to make the most goofy. I was like, no, simpler, because he kept like trying to make these hard riffs that were like a little technical, overthinking. I was like, nah, dumber, man, dumber.
Dumb it down.
I like that direction.
He got so like ridiculous. Like it's still a song we play today. Eye Socket Orgy is the song like we like open with. I think right now it's actually the second song in our set, but it's got this big intro that a lot of people seem to love. It works, man, and we wrote it drunk in a room on a laptop, just laughing our ass off about it. Really,
man.
but that's when we were like, this is so fun, and it actually turned out really cool.
Yeah.
And we made the second song, it worked, and we're like, all right, let's ride with this one. Find a drummer that fits this.
Totally.
It's that like organic nature to writing shit where it just like doesn't feel hard. It's just coming and you're having fun. Yeah, without even trying it, it's just fucking fun. You put out, I mean, sometimes you make some weird shit, but sometimes like when it clicks and you write something fucking cool, and especially seeing it, people react to it and like liking it, and it's like that just adds to even more. Okay, we are on to fucking something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
In the past year, I mean, you guys have been playing quite a few shows. How is like that? You mentioned like people are liking some of the music. What's been most of the reception for you?
Pretty positive.
Yeah, I
man.
feel like overwhelmingly positive, honestly.
It's been
As for all I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, I've been like shocked by it, but also like I'm confident in what we're doing, so I'm also like, yes, this is good. I'm glad people are seeing what we're seeing, when we make this stuff, because we care a lot about it. We put a lot into it, like especially in practices. We practice once a week. I mean, and for hours at a time, don't stop until it's right.
Yeah.
We're very picky
Got
on
our
things.
gold stars counting up.
Okay. With playing a lot of shows, were you guys already like part of like going to shows and being part of the scene for a while before launching Pulse?
I was.
That
Yeah.
I feel like it's
More so
a
than
lot of shows.
I'm at all of them. Or at least I try to be. I'm usually at all of them, and I got into the scene and everything like a year and a half ago. I went to Metalcore House and I saw a show there, and it was super cool. I saw Ballista and Deep, and dude, I don't even remember True Grit. True Grit was the first hardcore band I ever saw. I fucking love True Grit, and I think No Cure and From Joy played that night.
Damn. Okay.
It was fucked up. And then I had been in this scene for a while, but I've always liked other music, like all kinds of music. Yeah. And I went to an I Hate God show. Wait, should I guess I'll tell how. I guess I'll tell how I joined the band now. I went to an I Hate God show. Just me and my roommate, because I'm from New Orleans. And I really like I Hate God, so I went to their show at Rubber Gloves, and they were there, and I went up to his roommate, and I went, man, that's a dope Bog shirt, because he had a real cool Sangwa Cigar Bog shirt on.
Yeah.
And then I asked to bum a cigarette, and then I just kind of loitered around them for a little bit, and they were like talking about music, and I went, I play drums, and they were like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I didn't believe him.
I didn't believe him.
Because, dude, I'm 17, but I was 16 when I was spitting my shit to him. So I was like, nah, I seriously play the drums. I've been in bands. And then the thing that solidified it for Chance was people at the show kept coming up to me and being like, yo, what's up, Nate? Yeah, this guy's the real deal, man.
Wait, what?
It wasn't just that he was a drummer. It was also that he had been in all these bands already. Yeah. And he's like 16, and he's been in all these bands. He's already accomplished way more than I was 25. Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. You remember when you had Turf Burner here, and Turf Burner brought up Factor 13?
Yeah.
I was the drummer for Factor 13.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. It was like, crazy to me. It's like I just couldn't accept it at first. This 16-year-old is like doing some crazy shit. He's pretty badass.
And dude, it was kind of weird because I was like, I'm like a latchkey kid, so I was like, yeah, I'll go home with you guys right now. I'll come play drums for it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are the ramifications of us doing this? This doesn't sound right.
But it was the fact he had all his belongings in a backpack. Like,
I was like, let's fucking go. I got my
like homeless kid. I was like, we're giving him a place to stay. Yeah. We're gonna feed him, take care of him.
That was the dope. I was like, fuck, these guys probably have like cereal or something. This might be sweet.
Yeah.
These guys might have cereal or something.
So I got there and I was like, all right, let me learn the songs real quick. So I learned Eye Socket and Rivers.
Yeah, like midnight, 1 a.m. after I Hate God.
Shit.
Yeah, in the trailer.
I went home and I was
fucking learn it.
Yeah, just started playing the shit immediately, and it was killer, man. He's so fucking good. Like, not just for his age, bro. He's really fucking good, man.
I just like groove, man. I just like groove. Groove is essential for playing the drums. If you can't make something swinging, don't play.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to like. I think songs in general, man, like something to follow, something that, the groove is huge. I've become fans of like different like bands outside of like even my comfort zone of like music, just because like the groove that's what I was able to catch. Yeah, like maybe I couldn't catch everything else right away, but if I can catch the groove, then I'm in. You know what I mean?
For sure. That started me on the death metal path. That started me on like a lot of paths with
shout
music.
out Acid Bath.
Yeah, Acid Bath. The sludge stuff, of course, is full of groove. That was what, it started like Pantera, Slipknot, like some of the biggest bands, what I really started with. I'm going to get with that. I think he did too. I think most of us.
As a kid, growing up listening to that, and they just have the bounciest riffs.
Yeah.
The drums, Joey Jordison's drumming and Slipknot is like, just makes you want to move, man. Everyone loves to move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the key in a lot of like, that scene, like, especially like the shows that you've been playing, like that's one of the main things when you go to those shows. Like you want something that's gonna make people like move. Like that's the big. I feel like that's a big motivator and like and big influence in writing some of like the music for like that scene, because every like
For sure.
kids like to wild the fuck out, like something that's gonna make them like want to do that. But that's cool. Yeah, groove is definitely super fucking important. So that's where y'all met at that show, and just pretty much just went right after. He's like, hey,
dude,
you show that you're about it.
I
You know
was,
what I mean?
yeah. I was kind of a cock about it. I was like, you guys got to be able to keep up. And then I got there, and Noah was playing some different shit, and I had just got done being in like a fuck all punk rock band. So I got in there and I was like, oh, like I actually have to play this shit. Like,
I gotta show up.
fuck.
Yeah, focus.
No, he showed up though.
Showed up though.
Yeah,
Figured it out.
I haven't stopped.
learning songs
Actually, sometimes I can't. But
Yeah. And dude, the fact that he's from NOLA like was the coolest thing ever for me, because I'm a huge Acid Bath, I Hate God fan. All those bands come from either the outskirts of NOLA or NOLA, and they all have this unique, loose, swampy voodoo sound that
it's
we like
the
to call it.
heroin.
So I did see that it's the heroin.
It's the heroin.
I did see the like Voodoo Slam is like what's listed on like the Instagram, and I was like, wait, like,
Voodoo
I was like,
Slam.
that sounds fucking cool, but I've never heard of like Voodoo Slam before.
Yeah, that's we're coining it, man.
Yes, we
Voodoo
are
Slam.
calling that.
Oh yeah, making your sound unique and people being able to put a label to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Figuring out what it is.
For sure.
Before we were just like death metal.
Yeah.
We were like, no.
We gotta find a lane.
I think that genre talk always
Slam.
is like weird. Like when someone asks you, like, it's like, oh, so what genre is it? I'm like, oh, fuck. Like,
Yeah, right.
it's like, don't make me hate fucking do this
Yeah.
right now.
Music.
Like,
I go general with it. I just go death metal. If someone's gonna ask me what genre, it's a lot easier to just be like death metal.
I figured out that was like when because I played in like, I see now I'm just gonna say like a metalcore band. I'm not gonna go into everything. I used to and be like, well, it's not, because people were like, oh, okay.
It's not quite.
Because once you mention like whatever a genre, like people are like, oh, I know exactly who it is, because they know one artist from like that genre and be like, oh, it's like this. When we're like, oh, there's like more nuancy shit to it. You know,
So you're
what I
like
mean?
Avenged Sevenfold, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But then also like, who has the time to go into the genre talk with everybody that asks about it?
and
You know?
doesn't even understand it.
Yeah,
They don't
exactly.
even get it.
Where they'll make you explain it all and be like, oh, yeah, I don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
it's like slam, sludge, grind. The fuck are those words, dude? I listen to The Weeknd. I don't
But yeah, that I always found that funny. Like before, I used to be like super. When I was in a band, I used to be like, "Oh no, it's this." Like I need you to understand everything. When I'm like, no one fucking cares. Like, just listen to it. Like, you know.
I found that it's best to just keep it as vague as possible, so they don't expect what it actually is. You know, if they just say death metal and they're thinking an obituary type sound or something, they're gonna be shocked by Pulse, because it's not that. It's completely different. So
Yeah,
that's
grosser.
I mean, it adds to the shock factor.
Yeah.
And people like people. I don't know. I keep generalizing, but when I say people, I'm meaning me. And like when something catches me like off guard and I'm watching something, like I immediately like stop what I'm doing. It's the stuff that makes you like, whatever, you're not checking your phone anymore. You're not like talking to somebody. You're like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And then you're like, okay, let's pay attention. But you're right. If no one knows really like what that sound is, or expecting some general sound and then get surprised by something, then that's, I feel like that does a way better job of like engaging that crowd and making sure that they're sticking around.
surprises are so important with music or any kind of entertainment.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
making a film, music, anything.
Especially these days when there's so much of everything. Everyone is creating art these days, and you know, everyone wants to be as
Stand
unique
out.
as possible. But yeah, everyone wants to stand out. But you know,
To stand out, you got to shock somebody.
It's
Exactly.
yeah, it's tough. There's so many fucking bands, and I've realized like actually you brought up the Turf Burner podcast. It started listing off like bands, and I was just like, you have listed like 30 bands and I don't know any of them. Like I was like, holy shit, is like, and it just made me realize like, oh, there's so much fucking music, and it makes me happy, because I'm like, dude, there's so many people putting out shit and just making bands and stuff like that. You realize how much more that is. I do see it around town. Like, I mean, there's so many fucking bands. Like in DFW, I feel like it's very spoiled, like because we do have like a lot of places to play, even with like a lot of places shutting down like recently, but there's still so many like people doing it, and it just feels really great that we have that like ability to have that.
Yeah,
There's
especially
been so
recently,
many
man.
bands coming up, and these past 6 months, even so many new bands, us included, and it's actually really, really cool. I mean, I hear that I actually wasn't in the scene at all. Like, I knew nothing about the local scene until our first show. I played with Disdain, and we were playing, and we had a show together.
Shout out to Stan.
Yes,
yeah.
to stay
Shout
in
out Scrape,
fucking
too.
rules.
Yes,
So to
yes.
Scrape.
It's great.
Scrape Nexus.
And Misanthrope.
Shit, I missed
He has a lot of bands. Field Dressed. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Rest in peace.
But yeah, no, it's been really cool seeing, because also for everybody who's been in the scene for a while, I hear a lot of talk about people saying that there's so many new bands and so many more people. It's getting so much bigger. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is great.
which is good because I feel like the attitude is more like that's a good thing. You know what I mean? It's a good thing that more people were coming out. I feel like early on into my like introduction into like music and in the scene or whatever, it almost felt like a competition where people were like, oh, like, well, if they get this show, like I'm not gonna get this show, or like shit like that.
Dude,
It made no sense.
That's what it was at the beginning of Pulse. It was like we had this weird, stupid mindset that like everyone else was competition.
Yeah.
And like the shows that we were booking needed to be booked on dates where like other bands weren't playing and all this stupid shit that like we wanted more people to come see us.
That
And
didn't last long until
That didn't last long
the
at
second we
all.
met everybody, we were like, "Oh, these people are
Yeah,
awesome.
the
Why would we
second
want to compete
started
with them at
hanging out,
all?
we were
They're
like,
gonna help
"Man,
us.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
They're buddies.
These are the homies.
Why would you be like that?" No, we just maybe thought that for like a second. You know, like right when you just start, you're like, you get this crazy mentality, like I'm gonna take over. I want to be the one. I want to be the best band.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But
We could all be the best band.
Oh, totally.
Well, you realize like once you start like getting yourself out of that mentality and more like, oh, these people are just like the homies. Like
Yeah.
they all pull up to all these shows like in droves.
so true.
And they
That's so
bring each
true.
It's
other up
immediate.
together.
Everyone is always at each other's shows, and I'll see it, and I'm like, I know that I'm gonna know everyone in that room.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be playing a fucking set to like a full ass room of like friends and like new people that are coming out to this. It's just fucking sick. You know,
every
what I mean?
show's
Like,
a party, man. It's just fun.
yeah. I mean, when I was talking to y'all was at the Forward Hardcore Fest that we threw last year at Haltom Theater, and like, I mean, we did that shit because it was at the end of the year. We're like, we're gonna do it for fucking free. Like, it's just people just come out and just have fucking fun. And there was a shit ton of people out there from when we started to like the fucking end. Like y'all's
That was
room, like
great.
the room at Haltom, like y'all played that side stage was
Yes.
fucking packed, dude.
Yeah.
It was
That
absolutely
energy
nuts,
was
dude.
electric in there, man. It was something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I could feel something different.
I could forget it. I could forget it. I could forget.
He
I could forget
messed
very
up.
specific moment.
He
from that.
messed up one part.
Oh,
And he's
It
gonna
was
call
so
himself
fucking
out right
bad.
now.
Nah, it was
Holy shit.
because it was recorded, and thank God Hardcore Diaries deleted it and replaced it with one of our most recent house show.
Yeah.
Because there's a part in one of our songs called "Home Invasion," which is my favorite song to play, where I just completely blank on a section, like bad, and I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm looking at him going, "Play the part." And he's fucking playing it.
just
He
kept
never
going, I'm
stopped
like-
playing it. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, fuck it. And I play just a random drum part, and I stopped that one, and I'm like,
And then you hear a guy go, "Oh."
and that was it, dude. That was it. I was like, all right, I fucking quit. Ding, 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 ding. Fuck. It was so bad, dude.
Oh shit! I was gonna say like normally when like you mess up on stage or on like while you're playing a set, you're the one that notices and nobody else does. But
Nah.
hearing the fucking
At that time, just
Because if that video was still up, I would show it to you right now. It is. You hear at least 5 or 6 people go, "Oh," and I'm just like,
Probably some of
you
our
guys
friends.
suck.
hit up Hardcore Diaries like I need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we get
Don't
that
do it,
footage.
man. Don't do it.
Oh fuck!
We're all loving each other, man. Don't
No,
don't fall
I was
back on
trying to
my worst
finally-
days.
I was trying to finally let you live it down, and now you just bring it up.
You can't.
on somewhere it's being recorded, so
Yeah, dude.
someone's gonna be like, I remember that shit.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Comments.
Oh fuck. Okay. Man, you mentioned that first show at Rubber Gloves. What do you guys think that thing that just came out with? I can't remember what show just happened at Rubber Gloves, but they're talking about the.
Those pictures were from
Gun.
our show. The
think
bloody
it
sink
was.
and everything.
January 15th,
just saw,
maybe.
I think the I read it, but I have no idea what actually happened.
Was that the field dress show? Was
Yeah.
Disdain too?
Disdain, Scrape, Misanthrope. Actually, Misanthrope didn't make it.
Might have been my blood. There's a small chance that might have been my blood.
Oh.
I had a really bad night.
A lot of people bled that night.
The guy they're actually talking about it, he hit me in the face, and I had a terrible nosebleed for a minute. I had to go to the restroom. It was all over the sink.
A lot of bloodshed that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering. I just saw that. And I'm just like, I have no fucking idea what just happened. But
Crazy.
out there, yeah,
Wacky-dacky activity.
People just.
We made a little statement on our Instagram, like somewhat to do with it, not fully just that.
Yeah.
It's just like the overall thing of like, sometimes I'm looking out there and I see people just straight up assault people. Like they're not even paying attention to what we're playing.
Yeah.
They're just running around and punching people in the face. And I don't like it at all. In fact, as someone who just got into hardcore, like especially hardcore dancing and stuff in the last year or so, this is crazy to me that this, like, I've worked, I've been into music for 5 years, that I've worked all this way to get to a place where, I mean, I'm just not used to this pit at all. I really expected I really wasn't expecting this kind of pitting at all to our music, like with our influences and stuff,
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy, we're not just straight a hardcore band at all. And we have a lot of influence from it, and we like the hardcore scene and the music and the culture within that pit, but I really think some people are just there to hurt people. They're not there for the music.
I feel like there's a difference in it. You know what I mean? Like people, because I've seen it. And I've seen it get absolutely fucking crazy. But then, like what you're saying, when you see some people who are like, I think they're just there like to fucking actually just looking for people to hit. Like, or
everybody's
or
a punching bag to them.
Yeah, instead of just like being actual part of the show and enjoying the music and like again, if the music's making you move, that's one thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're moshing or whatever, like hardcore dancing. Like I know, like if I'm standing like at the outside of the pit and someone's swinging, like I might get hit. That's cool. Like that's understandable. But if someone's like running up to me and going out of their way to like find me and like do something, I'm like, okay, that's fucking different.
You see them lock eyes and then like spin a kick to make sure it lands on someone's jaw.
Yeah,
I've seen that happen so many times, and I hate it every time. I truly do, and I feel like sometimes I can't do anything about it because everyone defends it. Like as if that's the crowd killing that most of them are doing. Most of them aren't doing that. I mean, most of the kids there aren't doing that. Like Nate doesn't do that, but he still kind of dances that same way. But he doesn't do it with that kind of bad intention that certain people do.
It's just
That's exactly what it is.
Once you're like in there, for me, it's dancing. It's all about dancing. And if you are, in my eyes, dancing, and then all of a sudden you're just fighting someone, you took away the musical aspect. Yeah. And like now you're just there to be a dickhead. Yeah. Like I don't personally get into a lot of fights because it's fucking stupid. It ruins my mood at shows when other people get into fights. I don't want to get into fights because then my mood's really going to be ruined and I don't have ER money. Yeah. So it's just stupid. And there's a select peoples in the hardcore local scene that are really just not too pleasant people in the pit, and it takes away from the musical part of it. It takes away from the musical aspect of everything that's going on when you decide that fuck it, I'd rather just scrap. Like, dude, go join an MMA club.
I really think what happened with Rubber Gloves is a classic case of like one kid, talks too much and now nobody can go to recess. You know what I'm saying? And like people are gonna take it out on the teacher, which is Rubber Gloves in the situation. Like that's not necessarily like how you handle that. You talk to that kid that wouldn't shut his mouth at the next recess. You don't. It's not Rubber Gloves' fault. It's interesting how they handled it. But. I kind of get it,
Yeah.
Just like
I don't know. Like I don't know a venue or anything like that, but I gotta think that like, oh shit, like anything that happens here, like it's gonna come back on the venue regardless. Yeah. So
right.
I guess they're trying to cover because I know that like a few places did it. I think I didn't like necessarily the way like the Ridgely went about it. When they did it,
fuck the Ridgely.
Yeah.
Fuck them, dude.
Wait, what did they do?
I think they banned all hardcore.
I was at that Gold show. the security started getting real weird and
But that's a different
physical
situation.
That was different, yeah.
With this is the same show, but the security started being weird, and then the sound guy threw on a MAGA hat and was just real weird and racist towards Zulu. And it was odd.
Yeah.
And then Zulu started a fight with him, and then the venue attendees were kind of like against the sound guy, and then the security started getting more physical, and it was just a whole lot of bad occurrences.
Yeah, it was. That's what I was saying, like that one felt interesting.
From what I was hearing, I wasn't getting.
That's
fucked
the same
up by
thing. I'm
shit.
always like, I don't actually know what happened, so I'm just like, I just have to see it from the outside. But yeah, I just saw that recently with Rubber Gloves, and I'm like, I feel like the Rubber Gloves is like, okay, I'm a little bit more understanding with.
They just want to keep
them.
people safe, man. They just want to keep people out of the hospital from stupid fights.
We've talked to like the manager of Rubber Gloves. That's always wearing a Weed Eater shirt.
Yeah.
Like he gets crowd killing
Yeah.
and like
He's
hardcore
with it.
dancing.
He's with
He's
it.
been very understanding for a lot of it, like for a while, and then all of a sudden, like they changed their mind and like they're gonna handle it differently. Like that's what.
like most of the people that work there in like hardcore punk bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that we've
Close enough.
forced them to make this decision. You know, I think it's some people
Which
in the
can't
scene
be,
that need to be
it
dealt
can't
with.
be like easy for them either. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
of
people
course
who
not.
like understand like the
Music
music,
lovers and music
yeah,
makers
exactly.
themselves.
So it's again that's where you have to like debate like the I guess business aspect of it of like trying to how do I keep running shows here?
Yeah.
Like so that more like people can still come but compromise in a way like okay how do I try to keep people safe while they're at these shows? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because it is a tough thing and you see some scary shit. I remember last year we had I can't remember like everybody on the bill, but it was like Ballistic Coromina, like a bunch of like bands, and I remember somebody bent their knee. If I'm not mistaken, like it bent a little like the other way, and then like they and then somebody else, yeah, and then somebody else messed up like broke their nose or something or things like that. So like scary shit does happen, you know what I mean? So to try to minimize like the least, actually at the Fort Worth Hardcore show, someone like fucking really messed up their eye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was during our set.
I do remember that.
It was during our set.
Yeah.
Some dude seriously, he got like kicked in the face or something. He got a real big eyeball. From
That's
it.
yeah.
And
But see, those are like you can minimize those with if you know one of the big ways is like okay, like I get with people like hit each other accidentally, you're in the pit, this and that, blah blah. But it'd be different if like someone's went out of their way to like, hey, let me go fucking kick this dude in the face like on purpose. You know what I mean? Not just because I'm enjoying the music and like dancing to it because it is dancing. You know what I mean?
Keep it about the music. It's all about the music.
Yeah,
It's the only
exactly.
reason we're there.
It's about the culture.
Music, it's about the community.
Yeah, the community.
It's a community. It's a great community. It's full of great people. We're here to love each other. We're all under one common interest in this building.
Yeah.
And we keep it safe for everybody. You know.
Yeah.
we're all supposed to be friends.
respect
you
each
know?
The violence
I mean,
out of a place
yeah,
where it doesn't need to be.
It's like,
Yeah.
and also like if you're gonna throw the kicks and punches, it's cool. I like it. Just pull back a little. You know, don't give your 100%.
You're not fighting for your life
Yeah,
out here.
for real. Why does everybody gotta taste just the maximum
It's not
amount of
UFC
your
tryouts,
boots?
man.
It's not UFC tryouts, man.
Yeah, go to a gym, man. Go to a gym.
I guess moving on to something different, but I wanted to see what you guys thought about
yeah.
that. But
We figured that was coming.
I was like, that just happened.
It's
So
been
I'm like,
big
let's-
talk.
But so music wise, have to put out music. Like, are you guys working on like writing some more stuff or just
yeah.
recording the stuff?
Oh yes.
Recording with COTC.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yes,
so-
sir. Yes, sir.
The end of February.
Zach-
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Very excited for that. Yeah, we've had these same songs we've been playing for a while and refining, and looking forward to recording them, putting out the EP, so then
out
we can
Rob.
move on to the LP.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Rob.
shout out
Shout out Robert.
Yeah, man.
Happy
Rob.
birthday.
Shout out.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Dude is awesome as fuck. He's been really helpful,
Yes.
especially with me.
Yeah.
He's been really helpful. Him and Chance.
Okay.
Both of them, great guys, amazing drummers, and they're really, really nice people. Rob is the one that I talked to originally about setting up recording with COTC.
Yeah.
And Rob has even offered to, like, we want to go on a Texas tour, us and Disdain.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob offered to book the entire tour and, like, give us a route to take for the tour.
Damn.
Just all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
He's
summer
an
very
awesome
potential.
guy.
Very potential. I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
GoFundMe
Oh
coming
my God.
soon to help us get a pipes
We are
touring
poor.
vehicle.
Touring vehicle.
Touring vehicle.
Poor.
That's I love hearing stories when you find somebody else who's willing to like help out and not gatekeep shit. That's just like,
Oh my God.
The gatekeeping information in the scene seems so fucking weird, especially when it comes to like stuff like that. Like, oh, help me, what do I do with recording or like getting set up on that, or like you said, touring routes. Like, why would you gatekeep a route or venues or
Totally,
your contacts?
right.
Like, you want again. I think it's. From what I've seen, it's evolved more into like how do we help out each other a lot more. I think the hardcore scene is, and that's all the people branching out from that scene in general are very, very helpful once you again become friends and you're like willing to just be part of that actual community. Like people are willing to help you like really like easily. You know what I mean? It's not the biggest deal to find somebody to help, but that's cool that like you have found like people that help out.
Yes. Thank God.
But yeah,
that's
recording sounds awesome. But so how do you? Is it just for the EP? Is it just everything like you have out at the moment that you just trying to get out
Yes.
so you can keep writing new stuff?
Yes, it's everything we've been playing live for these past few months. We've got 1 or 2 new songs written for the LP.
But yeah, pushing
still
that
writing.
to the side for now. Like the second the EP comes out, we'll probably start working on the LP, like, at the trailer and doing rehearsals and stuff. But
Definitely getting drunk.
getting drunk and working on an album.
Part of the creative process.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
40s of Bud Ice.
And marijuana.
And marijuana.
For sure.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, like the EP is a 6-song EP. It's a little lengthy, but it still comes out to like 22 minutes.
I'm sure no one's going to
pretty
complain
short.
about more
I
songs,
think so.
man.
I just know that's like nowadays it's singles and like EPs with 2 songs or 3
Yeah.
songs on it. Like everybody's got the short attention span because of our phones. So
Yeah.
like I understand that aspect of it. That's why I went with an EP instead of just a full LP right away. And I wanted to let us build the sound. I think our LP is going to be a major step up from everything on the EP. And the EP hasn't even come out yet.
That's right. I
Like,
know.
we're evolving
It's
pretty
really
quick.
exciting. It's really exciting stuff.
Yes.
Since we started playing since I've started playing these songs, like actually on the drums and everything, we've been playing together, they have evolved quite a lot and sound just so fucking awesome now. I genuinely love our music so much. I feel like if you're making music that you don't like, that you wouldn't listen to in your free time, you're probably not. You shouldn't be making that music. You should make other music.
Yeah.
And dude, we fucking love our music. I could listen to Pulse all day.
I think one of the best approaches to making music is making it for yourself. Making the music for yourself. Yeah, these guys have been killing it. The first time when I was just playing with Disdain at the time at that first show, and we saw them. We hadn't seen him before, hadn't heard anything from him, and it just blew us away. And I was so impressed, and I'm very happy to be a part of this. It's
Hell yeah.
fantastic.
Hell yeah. Do we want to switch?
Yeah, we can switch for sure.
Oh shit! I forgot we were doing that. I'm gonna tell jokes about not having a dad.
Okay, we're back with the little move around the old switcheroo, and we're gonna hear some jokes about not having a dad. Here we go. Actually, before that, who are y'all?
Oh, I'm Nathaniel. I do the drums, the percussional area.
And I'm Tyler. I do the bass guitar. That's the boom boom.
The boom boom.
Yeah, the rhythm section.
That's the pair right there.
Yes,
drums and
this
bass.
This
Yeah.
is the rhythm right here.
We
Yeah.
jive him.
You're
We be
looking at it
jiving.
in the flesh.
Yeah, but right before we cut, we were talking about like making music that you actually like, and it's as simple as that fucking concept is. Like, it's crazy when like people mention that they're like, oh, I don't even like this like music that we're
That's
making. I'm like,
wild.
why do you
That's
do it?
so
like, what is the
wild.
point of that? You know what I mean? Like, the whole point is to make shit that you actually like. That's where
something. Like,
Yeah.
you don't like this.
like when I was in a band in like the later years when we like I decided to call it quits, I realized that I'm like, dude, I don't even like what we're writing anymore, and I'm like, that why am I doing it? You know what I mean? Got brought to that, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't fuck, and I'm in. Because, I realized, like, if I don't like what I'm doing, like, I shouldn't be putting out music. How the fuck do I expect other people to like this if I don't like it? You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, very, very fucking simple concept, but it is, you do see it out in a few spaces sometimes. Even, like, live. Like, you ever see those performances where, like,
dude, I've watched a few bands in my time in this scene where it looks like they just want to blow their brains out on stage. Like, dude! Just like enjoy it a little bit live. That's something you should strive for. Though, if you don't like it every other time, at least live enjoy it, because that's what it's all about, man. If it wasn't for live music, I would not be playing.
You have to make yourself enjoy it. That's a problem too.
Yeah,
totally.
Because I get like live shit in the way and like maybe has you like in some whatever space, but I feel like once you step on stage that should go away for at least like whatever set like time you have. It's like that should be your escape and be like, at least for this next fucking 20 minutes like I won't feel like shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What are you doing it all for?
Exactly.
Right.
You realize like, because if you're like just starting a band or you know you're in your early years and you're not having fun, then why the fuck are you doing this? Like I just don't know why people keep going at it and like if you don't enjoy it.
It's because they like the attention. Because people nowadays are attention sluts. They want as many people to look at them as humanly possible, and they want as many other people's opinions about them as possible.
It's actually a proven
They fucking hate what they do.
This generation.
It's stupid.
Yeah, where you only the people who apply like value to themselves based on like what other people are saying, so that's why they keep doing like some of the stuff like that, or people build this person that exists and like, oh, like, well, people like this person, so I got to keep doing that, you know what I mean? And then you realize like whenever you decide to actually like sober up to, and you're like, oh fuck, like who the fuck is this person? You know?
Stupid.
Don't put on a front.
You have to be 100% you all the time with everything you do, and especially if you're doing music.
Yeah.
Because if it's not you, what the fuck is it then?
People find that out too. Like people who are being like fake or not like genuine and stuff, it's very easy to tell like that out of them. Like people think that people aren't noticing it or see it, but like it's very easy to like, it's very telling to find that out about people.
Chance has told me like, I want to say idioms about suburban kids like inventing stories about the way I talk about my life.
And the pathological liar of the suburbs.
I hear it and I'm like, dude, people would really make up lies about their lives.
My point was just that
awful.
Suburban kids are so bored sometimes. A lot of them will be pathological liars. I know if y'all have gone to McKinney High, I know these two did. Mm-hmm. I went to like Frisco schools. A lot of them are goofballs. We got nothing interesting going on, so they say they're from the hood. They say they're from this and that. They've been through all this and all that, and they haven't been through shit. And they live in a nice house with mom and dad. Yeah, everything's fine.
I've been through a lot.
You met this kid who's actually been through a lot.
Usually people's response are like, I'm sorry, or something along like the pity route. So I'm like, people would lie about things that I've done that I regret deeply. That's sad.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. People want to seem so cool. Yeah. Or like,
by seeming
just
damaged.
Not regular. People want to seem like just not regular or like everyone
Victim
else
mentality.
Or themselves. Yeah, so they develop like weird shit for it, or they do something that is innately interesting and cool, so that people see it, they'll connect that to them, and then they'll make that their whole personality. It's just, it's not.
Could tie that back into the band thing.
Yeah.
People would just do it for the looks, do it for the attention.
Yeah,
in the scene for the looks, go to shows for the look of it.
Yeah, that's
punch people for highlights.
For the looks of it.
That's what I do. I go to shows so I can strike poses at cameras.
I see that. No, I'm just kidding. yeah, so with I mean, I don't know exactly, like you said, like you've had gone through a lot. How does that like influencing you, like loving the music that you do and wanting to like be in the band that you are?
I mean, the way that it kind of helps out with me is like music is an escape, and everything else kind of feels like a prison. Like when I'm doing it, it feels like a box that I have to get it done and then be trapped in it while I'm doing it. But when I'm playing the drums, it's never like that. It's always me being able to do this thing that I'm real good at, and people also happen to think I'm real good at, and I can play whatever fucking song I want and not worry about shit ever for however long I'm playing. And it's pretty beautiful. And a lot of people go their whole lives without finding something like that, some sort of outlet that they can just let nothing in and nothing out except creativity and imagination. And I feel bad for those people, and I hope that they take up sewing.
Something, man.
Maybe
like
stamp
I've had
collecting.
Conversations with people. I'm like, dude, there's got to be something that gets you out of bed. Otherwise, like, what the fuck? Like,
then you're just in bed and
work, kids, marriage.
Yeah, I always literally think about it in a way of like, cause like the band that I was in, I started in high school, and then I played for a little bit. Then we broke up, and I didn't do anything with music. Like I like didn't even go to show. I never really discovered the scene when I was in high school. I think we played a few shows when like The Door was in Fort Worth a long ass fucking time ago, it was
about that.
It was at the decline, dude. Like, because I literally I think I remember like to book shows. I was like, how do I we played like 2 shows, and we're like, I want to headline this place, and they're like, oh, you just what day do you want? Like there was nothing going on, so they were just like fine. But yeah, like I went like 5 years without going to shows, being a band, being around it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it was literally like the worst fucking time ever. Like it's a time where I completely like lost who the fuck I was. And then I rejoined the band, and then we played, and then I actually got to know people in the scene. And then I have friends, and I actually like went to shows, stuff like that. Where now I'm not in a band, but like we started this, and I'm like, dude, I can't be away from it. Like now, I think about it, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I would do with myself without it.
For you,
it's fucking.
At least you're not knitting.
Yeah. Hey, knitting's a skill. I wish I could make some socks.
It's something.
But yeah, no, music is definitely one of those things that just brings people easily together, like community, like wise. Like you always, if you're a random person, don't know who, like what show to go to, just show up to any of them, listen to a few. I say it all,
dude. If you've seen my story ever, I post it pretty regularly. I don't care if you're not in the hardcore scene. I don't care if you think the shows look scary. I don't care if you think the shows look fun. Just come. Just come, because it's incredible. It's a night on the weekend or weekday where after everything's done, your job is done, your school is done, you can just go to this random fucking theater and watch people beat the shit out of each other and watch the coolest music ever.
Yeah.
Like, what isn't appealing about that? Just go have fun. It's like Chance said, it's like a party every time. And it really is.
No,
it's like a sketchier party. Because everyone's got piercings and tattoos, and they all kind of look like they'd rob you in the parking lot for your ketamine.
Deviants.
Yeah, I actually would talk about. I talked a lot about that last year, where I was like, man, I was definitely like outside of the hardcore scene for like a while, and then because I honestly was like, I don't know if I'm like gonna fit in here. I'm not, and I went to like just a few, and I'm like, dude, these are fucking like nicest people ever, and the like what some of the most passionate like crowds I've ever fucking seen ever. Like I remember I went, I think it was like I can't remember. I think it was Texas Death Fest or something like that. I Am was playing, and it was like a bunch of like bands at Andy's, and I was just like seeing people flip off like the top part, flipping off of there and shit. I'm like, this is so fucking
hitting his
yeah, exactly.
Shit, dude.
It's just fun as fuck. Again, like I think I knew like a few of the bands, but like most of it, I was just there to fucking hang out. You know what I mean? And it was fun for me, you know, as someone who felt that like at the time like themselves like a bit of an outsider to that, but I had a great time. But I think it's taking a little bit of risk in like music, like just have fun, go to. But that's when we started like Noise Rock, before we did it. me and DJ would go to a bunch of like random shows throughout the week. Like every week for I can't remember how long we did like a thing. Every Tuesday we would find the most random fucking obscure show happening. I mean, like if we knew them, it was cool. If we didn't, we were just showing up. And we had a lot of like experiences and like memories, but like you get to go out and have those experiences, which are fucking great. Like who cares if you don't see that band again or whatever? But at least go out and try something, because every now and then like something will be like, that's fucking it. Like, this is the band I'm now going to be fucking obsessed with.
To quote Joe Swanson, we're surrounded by wonders. Fucking love Family Guy.
That's really beautiful. Okay, so recorded an EP and then with COTC and then working on an LP. This year, anything else like you guys are just focusing on? Or?
We're doing shows. We got shows coming. We're playing with Southpaw. Soon.
February 18th.
February 18th.
Black Cat.
We're playing with some El Paso homies.
February 11th.
On the 11th.
Yeah.
That's sooner.
With Disdain.
Double set.
Yes, double set. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Yes.
And then...
we got to get real quick. We got to get into how we found him.
Yeah.
Dude, it was just real quick. It's just from our perspective, we saw them play because he said they saw us play at our first show. It was us, we opened, and then them right after. And we were
it's
equally...
been like that for months.
Yeah, it's been like... Yeah, we do that all the time. But we were equally blown away by what they had done. Like, that night, they're just so fucking good. Disdain is
talented.
insane.
Really the most talented
And
guys.
I think everyone in the scene agrees. But yeah, we saw him play bass too, and we're like, that's, I think, one of the best bass players I've seen in the scene right now. Like, doing crazy shit. On the first two shows, I think you had a song where you had the bass solo and stuff.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen anyone do bass solos in this scene or nothing. It was wild.
Yeah.
Right.
So we always thought, if the bass situation ever switches up, he's the first person we're calling.
Yeah.
And the second it did, we called him immediately. And he was like, yes. And I was like,
No
"Thank God."
hesitation.
Yeah, it's really the whole story in a way.
Because I, from my perspective, when I first saw them, I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I did not expect this out of a band that I'd never heard of or seen before. And, as every show, they would just get better and better. And Disdain has played with them multiple times now. We've had multiple shows.
Brother band.
Yes, basically brother band, literally.
Shout out to Colin, too, by the way.
Yes,
Colin is the other bald guy that hangs out with us.
His twin.
He play bass every now and then.
Yes.
He'll grab the bass.
He'll take the bass up off him and
Yeah, he'll take over for the LP and stuff. Like, he's just gonna be with us for the
We're grooming
better
him.
part of this year, most of this year, and then Colin will take over.
We're grooming him to be the bassist of our band. He's just not the bassist yet because the parts aren't even written.
Yeah,
Technically.
he's talented too. Though he's awesome.
He's great. He's great.
Hey, but you want here? So have you always played bass? Did you grow up playing bass or?
No, man. I say only now. Damn, it's been like 4 years.
Only 4 years?
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
4 years. I picked it up. I actually started in like an indie garage rock band with some friends from high school and stuff. It was not. I wasn't even like super into metal at the time. I mean, I obviously listened to a little bit, but I didn't join Disdain till about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And that's like Kyle and Timmons, they had been jamming together for like half a year. I joined them, and then that's when I really started like honing in bass. And that was a 2-year gap there. I kind of cut off a lot of friends. I spent every hours a day playing bass, getting good, because we wanted to get good. And at the time, we actually started out as a thrash metal band, so like we were honed on that fast stuff. Yeah, so it's being really fast and getting that up, and then we just transitioned to death metal because we came upon Obituary and Embryectomy, and we were like, yeah, this is better. So, and then we literally, that was about a year into it. So then I really started honing in the skills, and by the time it's last summer, just stayed and played the first show in my backyard, and then and then the actual first show with these guys right here, and that was at that point I was set. That I was very confident in my skill at that point, but it hasn't been that way for a while.
Our first show was with Field Dress, by the way.
Yeah, Field
Shout out
Dress
to
is
them
on there.
again.
And Sanity Slip.
They're gone,
Damn,
and I'm
okay.
so sad.
Shout out to
That was Gat.
Yeah, shout out Sanity Slip.
Yeah.
And Mall.
Mall.
And
We've gotten some pretty crazy shows.
Yeah.
for our first 6, 7 shows ever. Maul is a very successful band in the scene, or in the death metal scene of the world.
Yeah.
Already, and so that's crazy.
Shout out Endless Decay too.
Endless
Those
Decay,
guys,
yeah.
rip.
Dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Rob just put out
Rob
that
killing
fucking EP.
Dude, I have Drowned in My Asthma on cassette, and I
do you?
sit and I stare and I get torqued to it all the time.
I get to it. Not even listening to it, just staring at it.
No, it's just a green dude. It's a green tape, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I got a Crucified tape. I got it for free, by the way, because technically it costed something. It costed my sister's money, but she ordered.
Wait.
Well, I'm getting there. She ordered a Crucified tape online for my birthday, along with the Drowned in My Asthma and all that. Crucified does not sell tapes online. And she ordered nothing. So she got nothing. Because they don't sell their tapes online.
Yeah.
So I went up to Liv after a show and I was like, hey, my sister ordered a tape from you guys and it just like never came. Can I just like get it off y'all in person? And she was like, your sister did what? And I was like, my sister ordered a tape online, and then Liv broke it down for me that they don't fucking sell tapes online.
Where did that money go?
I was like, well, shit. All right, that sucks. And then Liv was like, I'll give you one, though. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I caught him at Black Cat just a little bit ago when they had more tapes. And I got a tape. And I was sitting in Black Cat just, like, looking at it. And I had people coming up telling me that I looked like, what the fuck is the little fleshy guy from the Lord of the Rings?
Gollum. It's the same thing.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy. Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, because
Gollum.
just
Because I was just against some books like this, just kind of looking at it, and like people thought I was a little bit behind when I was doing that.
That's funny.
I'm not weird, man.
I almost said that.
I'm normal.
Safe space.
I'm regular.
You're the weirdest.
Regular.
Don't let him lie.
Yeah, you're the weirdest.
Regular. Are you making up all these stories just to be cool?
Yeah.
You regular?
Bring out the polygraph.
The Crucified tape isn't even real.
They don't sell them online. They don't sell them at all.
Crucified
Doesn't
never
even
even
have a
had
tape.
Who's
tapes.
crucified? They're not even banned.
Like- I'm just sitting. I'm the only one in the room right now.
It all just starts to
I'm talking to
just by
myself.
yourself. It all comes back. You're still sitting in that chair, just holding nothing.
Yeah, really, dude. I'm actually back at Black Cat right now. I got knocked out, and I'm just kind of going through it. My brain will hemorrhage at some point, or maybe it'll pull my life support. I don't know.
Who knows? I definitely love where that went. 6, so more fucking shows, possible fucking tour happening that
Hopefully.
would be fucking exciting.
Give us money for a tour bus or a van or like a nice
Earn it properly.
Escalade, maybe.
And I
I don't care.
Escalade.
Something we can all fit in.
don't need nothing. Just
If you're giving us money for an Escalade, we're gonna get a white one with nice lips on the rims. You know, we'll be balling if we get the Escalade.
that'd be a fucking badass way to pull up the show.
I'm gonna spray paint Escalade on the side of it, so people know it's an Escalade.
Airbrush.
Airbrush.
The airbrush.
I'll make it look pimp as fuck.
Oh, no,
yeah.
y'all rolling through town?
Yes,
Hell yeah.
Olsen to Sing tour, hopefully, man. Brother bands trying to go across Texas, fuck shit up.
Yes,
Um,
most definitely.
I want to go into Louisiana and Oklahoma and New Mexico. I want to hit at least one date through each of those, and then all of Texas.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking from Louisiana, and any excuse to go back there and do debaucherous shit is a blessing. I think.
Killer sludge scene in NOLA. Killer slam scene in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in New Mexico, but
It's probably cool.
probably dope. Yeah.
Everybody's got some.
I was talking to Jacob about possibly getting shows on for Oklahoma for like if we like to do like some sort of
We
duet.
were supposed to play a show in Oklahoma together, weren't we?
I don't know.
We're Yeah, there was a few shows
in Oklahoma.
There was one in Oklahoma.
Was it with Crucify and
Yeah.
Corpse
Yeah,
I don't think that was Oklahoma.
No,
That was-
Corpse Pile was gonna come.
We've had a lot of
to
shows
Dallas.
pop up and just kind of dissipate, you know.
Yeah.
But they were
How it
supposed to be cool, you know. Like Corpse Pile from Houston was going to come up. That
They,
would've
they
been
couldn't
awesome.
make it that week.
Which
Yeah.
sucks so bad.
But-
Corpse Pile, please
That lineup was
come
gonna be
back.
crazy.
We'll go play with you. We don't give a fuck.
We'll go over there.
We'll go to Houston, dude. Just we wanted to play with y'all real bad, and then we weren't playing with y'all. And we got real sad about it. But
But yeah,
we're fucking-
real quick, he just mentioned Jacob Buckland from Scrape.
Love you,
Yes.
Buckland.
That dude has
He's the guitarist for Tamino's Revenge.
but he's come out of like the woodworks basically as a promoter and just
Okay.
thrown some of the craziest shows
Yeah.
for someone who just became a promoter
Yeah.
in a very short amount of time. It's pretty impressive, and everybody
come
should
up to me,
support what
dude.
he's doing.
He'll come up to me at the shows that he books, and he's just like, "Dude, I can't believe that these people wanted to play here." like he's booked some insane bullshit,
Yeah.
and he'll just walk around the whole time in a day. He's like, "I can't believe I fucking did this."
There's a lot of just like from the outside, it seems like how the fuck do you get those shows done? Especially when you're at them, and
is,
you're like,
dude.
how you? And then it is just a bunch of fucking asking and shooting shots, and sometimes shit lands, dude, and you're just like,
Yeah.
whoa, what
People
the
are
fuck,
nicer than
know
you
what I mean?
think. People are nicer than you think, especially if you're asking to just listen to their music live.
Yeah.
More than likely, the band that you're hitting up is going to be like, "Fuck it."
I feel like they'll always give you a chance, like at least once. But you back to what we were talking about earlier. You got to be passionate and like show that passion on the stage.
Yeah.
And like people got to feel your shit and like feel what you're doing.
They gotta feel it all
You
up
can't
in
be
them.
faking it. And if you are faking it, the real bands like Field Dress, Sanity Slip, all them are gonna, smell that and not want to play with
And
you.
no one's gonna
again.
fuck with you. Yeah,
no one's
yeah.
gonna fuck with
No,
you. So,
immediately that's gonna be the thing that happens if you are not 100% real, or like in what you're doing. Like people
Yeah.
will fucking smell that out and be like, oh, I don't fucking like them.
Exactly.
Or I can't. Why would I don't want to be on the same shows? That blah blah. Depending on who you are, like most people are drawn to like genuine fucking people. Like I said, even stuff. Like I said, I've had the experience with stuff that's out of my like whatever comfort zone, but if like those people were real, like I'm fucking with it. You know what I mean? Like it's very simple. Just be fucking real. You should love the music that you're fucking doing, and you should have a fun time while you're playing it. That's literally, I feel like, always the best part of being in a band anyways, or doing music. Getting to experience, because it's the one place where you can experience direct live feedback from people. Like you playing a show and people going nuts is one of the most incredible feelings. to fucking
Yes,
have.
it is.
And,
Yes,
like,
it is.
Hey, we're talking about passion and how important that is. Learn your instruments too, for God's sakes. I've seen some bands get up there and they don't know what they're doing, like instrumentally, and it's like you can be as passionate as you want. You haven't done the
Sure.
time. You haven't put back those few years where you don't have any friends and you just sit in your room and you play your instrument. Like the real musicians know what I'm talking
Or
about.
maybe
Everyone's done that.
we were just losers.
Hey, but you got to be that loser for a while before you find
true.
these
Step
people
back.
and are able to do what we do.
So you got to get through sucking, basically.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I have
it'll
no
be
friends.
bad.
Very
Like,
large.
Dude, I spent a long time playing My Name Is Mud by Primus before. I was like, I could,
Before people could
like,
tell he was actually playing that.
I was like, I could like try and actually play it this time. Like maybe I'll get it right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you don't for like another year.
Well, then like I see a lot, like a lot of people like rushing into like all the stuff outside of the actual music, and it's like, oh, we like have an Instagram, we have this, and we have like all these promo stuff, and I'm like, okay, like, but like, what's your songwriting
Yeah,
like?
yeah.
Like, are you like
Show me
writing
one
cool
song.
songs? Just like or this, or you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird because I don't know. It just seems so backwards to me. I'm like, you should be having fun with the other part, like the part that no one's seeing, and then like, okay, let's go fucking play a show. Then worry about like whatever the fuck is coming the rest. But like the music's gotta be like at the heart of it. Like
That's the product of like today with Instagram and all that, like how you can just make an Instagram with a band name real quick and make awesome album covers too. If you're a good, drawer, you're a good artist and stuff, you can get pretty far with just this image online and have terrible music and just not know what you're doing musically.
Yeah.
So, but you won't get that far. That's the truth, actually, is you really won't get very far if you're doing that. People will smell that.
people,
You won't get
people
shit.
know that
Yeah.
and recognize and be like, oh, okay, they're What is this?
You'll hit a
if they haven't
plateau,
seen-
a ceiling.
I haven't seen them play a show, or they haven't put out music, or like
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like people will snip that and be like, okay, I don't want to like keep up with this or whatever. Like, but it is that like people wanting credit for an accomplishment like that they haven't put the work in for. And I always talk about like being really bad about that when I was younger. I would like have ideas and be like, oh, this idea, someone would be like, give me the gratification of like, oh, that's fucking cool, blah blah blah, and I'm cool. I don't have to do it. Like you know, they already said like, yeah, it was great, and that's what was bad. That's what like I stopped saying a lot of the shit that I want to do, and I'm just like, let me just fucking do it, and we'll talk about it later, like after it's done. You know, like, after it's done, I feel like I can talk about it, but until then, like I'm shutting the fuck up. You know what I mean? Who cares?
It doesn't exist until you do it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But fuck, I mean, you guys have been at it for, again, coming up on a year. And I feel like the energy behind this is really fucking cool. Like, and you, again, you already have like EP in the works and then like already planning on the LP. So that's fucking sick. The shows, again, like the crowds I've seen at the shows react to like y'all's band has been absolutely incredible. Again, like that Forward Hardcore Fest fucking room. I couldn't make my way in. Like I remember, like because I usually capture like videos of everybody, like little clips and stuff, and I had to wait outside the room, and I'm just like, I guess I'll record.
I saw those. Here, you know I saw those videos.
I was like, I can't make it. I can't make it past anything. But that's fucking sick. I love that the reception. I love the chemistry you guys have together. It feels fucking cool. It feels like y'all again are about the music. Just the fact that you're like, I love the shit that you're playing is the simplest concept, but it's one of the most important ones that I see in bands. Like, if you fucking love what you're doing, then nothing's gonna fucking stop you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So no, I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by today. This was fucking sick, honestly. And anytime you want to come back, if the EP drops or the LP, you want to come back and hang out and talk about it, shoot, I'm more than on board. Man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. We're so down. And real quick before we leave, dude, everybody go listen to Disdain Affixed to the Remains EP. It's the coolest EP ever. I don't stop listening to it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Yes, we put that was been a year and a half of writing.
It's so good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So great stuff.
Hell yeah.
Go listen to Sanity Slip and Ballista and Deep Incision. Deep Incision just put out dope shit.
Listen to
and go listen to
Stay tuned.
Smog. Dude, I didn't even tell you about Smog. Smog was my thing.
Oh,
What's Smog? Side project.
Me and him. It's like a crust grind hardcore thing that I've been curating over like a year and a half.
Very dystopia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Dystopia or Buzz Oven. Very crust punky. Basically, we're going to put this drum set to the center of the stage, and he's going to sing, and I'll be on the guitar on the side of it. And it's going to be real punky, but with him drumming and singing. We have a lot of energy. We're pumped about it.
You know about Dystopia? Are you dead ass?
Yeah.
Dude, the Cardinals sing! Dystopia is the greatest band on the fucking planet. Everyone can say Mortician Eats, but Dystopia is where it's at. Dystopia's lyricism is just the best. Dystopia's songwriting is the best. All of those men just fucking hate themselves and made the best music about only that. It's pretty great. And like weed and the occasional domestic case, but
but yeah, also worship I Hate God. I Hate God is
I
the
Hate God
best
is
band.
amazing. I Hate God is delicious.
Yes, that brought us all together. Really,
Yes.
me and him got so close listening to I Hate God, and then met him at an I Hate God show. Our last member we met at an I Hate God
We
show.
smoked pot with the I Hate God bassist.
Yes.
I've smoked a lot of weed with I Hate God.
Awesome band.
Fucking sick, man. Well, again, like that's really bad. I'm sure, like, we're super excited about everything you guys have coming out. As soon as you have anything coming out, if you need help promoting anything like that, send it my way, and I'll fucking love that. But
That's guaranteed.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. This was episode 95 with Pulse. Check them out, Pulse TX on everything.
Oh yes.
Pulse.tx.
Pulse.tx.
Pulse.tx on everything.
Yeah.
Go
It's all
follow them.
lowercase. It's all
Mainly Instagram. That's like the main one
that's the only thing that's
the only
on.
one.
We have an Instagram.
Yeah.
It's Pulse.tx.
Everything else is like too much.
The band is called Pulse. It's not Pulse Texas. It's
Pulse.
the full band.
Yeah.
Pulse.
Keep it alive for Scrape Texas though.
Yes.
There you go.
Scrape Texas from Texas.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you so much.
No,
for
absolutely.
having
Thank you guys
us.
for stopping by. I'm glad we got
This
it
has been a
working
blast.
out. But yeah, this has been episode 95 with Pulse. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
Time it says better Bye.